the color green. Come on, look. Careful. Welcome to your morning yoga wheel class. In this video, we are going to be warming up our backs with the wheel. So we're going to do back bends here and also warming up the shoulders. And I'll show you ways on how to balance or use this for balance. It's going to be fun. We're going to be mixing the yoga wheel and flow together. So this is not just yoga wheel. We're going to be flowing away and then we're just going to grab this whenever we need to. All right, when you're ready, all you will need is yourself, your yoga mat, and a yoga wheel. I have here a 13-inch wheel, but you can grab whatever you have. We'll try to make it work, and we'll jump right in. Okay, go ahead and grab your wheel. We're gonna start down on the mat. Okay, so I want you to sit on your Vajrasana, or it's called Thunderbolt pose too, and have your knees where you can actually insert your wheel here. Okay, in between, and then squeeze them with your inner thighs. And then from there, you're gonna grab the wheel left and right side. And as you continue to roll forward, okay, I want you to focus on having your elbows on top of the wheel and then lift your hands up. You're gonna have your palms to touch. So this way, like a prayer position, and then we're just gonna hold this position to warm up our shoulders. Okay, so we're gonna close our eyes together and take a moment to really settle in on the mat with the wheel. Breathe in through your nose, breathing out slowly. So just relax your body and just relax your shoulders. I want you to really focus on your chest, kind of feeling that you're slowly melting down on the mat with each exhalation. So breathing in, breathing out, melting down. And allow your ribs to really hang heavy, getting that first back bend, just a slight back arch, and opening the shoulders, armpits, stretching. And then open your eyes. You're gonna try to roll the wheel towards you with the elbows, and then you're gonna drop the forearms down. Good. With this same pace, we are gonna do it back and forth, right? So forward, and then as your elbows reach the wheel, your farthest end range there, you're gonna lift your hands up, prayer position, fingertips are up. Again, sending or rolling it towards you, dropping the forearms down on the wheel. Good. And forward again. Good. All right, stay there. And to get that really not off, right, you want to really press it in harder. So you're really warming up those bottom forearms or the forearms and repeating that movement. Continue to roll forward and back. And you can adjust your wheel if it rolls to the side. Good. Getting those arms, the fascia, the skin to really roll onto the wheel. All right. Now extend your hands and wheel all the way forward. Adjust yourself. And I want your knees wider so that you could really grab or like thread your head down, and maybe your ears are next to your arms now. All right, from this position, you're gonna try to hollow your body. Good, so rounding a little bit your back, and then you're gonna press again your wheel or your hand down to the wheel as you stretch some more. So you will feel this slight rolling of the wheel forward and back, right? So as you do that, as you roll back, you're gonna hollow the body. And as you roll forward, continuing to hollow the body to really target those shoulders and opening of the arms and those shoulder joints. You will feel that again, rolling back slightly. And then you could even grab the wheel on the sides too. This is just going to depend on where you're most comfortable. And really getting the hollowed body. I want you to focus on hollowing the body when you are doing shoulder warm-ups or stretching here. Breathing. Good. Ooh. All right, now coming into your tabletop. From this position, I want you to try to see if you could get your X shape with your shins, right? So right foot first, like a diagonal shape, and you're gonna stack the left shin on top of the other, or calves or ankles, depending on where you can stack them, like an X shape now, right? And then back to that center. Now we're gonna do that again, but this time you're gonna switch sides. So whatever is on top, you're just basically gonna switch sides, pushing or rolling back, rolling forward, back to center. Switch sides as you roll back, X shape and roll back, and then forward again, back to your center. One more time. Woohoo! Just try to switch whatever is on top, okay? Keep on going. You're pressing the tops of your feet onto the mat as you roll back. Woo, and X. Woo, and another side. Ah, so good. All right, my shoulders are really fully stretched now. Now you want to really sink deeper now, okay? We're gonna come into our puppy pose with a wheel. So adjust yourself on the mat, knees down, press the shins and tops of your feet down on the mat. Okay, you're gonna grab the wheel left and right, and as you really stretch here, ideally you want the knees above the hips, right? From here, but somewhere there, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then you're gonna try to really dip now your forehead. So earlier we were hollowing the body. Now we are gonna be trying to really allow our chest to melt down on the ground or the mat. Press the tops of your feet, toes are engaged. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. So rolling back, child's pose, right? And then from the child's pose, you want to grab the wheel to where it is parallel to the ground or the mat, okay? And then as you roll forward, coming into your puppy pose to your max end range, you're going to drop your chest or your forehead down. So whatever works for you, you could just play with this movement, and then from the forehead, you can allow your chest to melt down with gravity. Breathe. Tailbone pointing up, really arch the back. You feel your lumbar, thoracic, cervical spine stretching here. Good. Roll back. Good job. Now you're gonna have your shins to an X-shaped position, and then you're gonna sit back, okay? From here, you're gonna cross and exchange what is on top, and then again, push back. Again, push forward, warming up the wrists, so flatten your palms firmly. Fingertips are really nice and wide, right? Root down your base knuckles, and then untangle the X shape with your legs, and then push back. Good. Gonna switch it up, push forward, cross shape again, and then push back. Woohoo! Forward, center, or back to that parallel to the mat. And then we're gonna switch side, whatever is on top. Switch side as you push back to the X shape. Good. Now do it at your own pace. I like to inhale as I push forward, tabletop, and exhale as I push back. Good. Working on, again, focusing on the wrists here, and focusing on your tops of your feet. Your ankles are stretching. You could do whatever you desire here to push back. I like to change it up with X shape and not. Good. But you will feel this as you do the X shape. Good. All right, last one, and then I'll meet you in a Sukhasana, or the easy cross-legged position. So from here, you're just basically gonna sit down, right? If you didn't make it there, adjust yourself. I'm gonna center myself on the mat so you can see me better. And then we're now gonna use the wheel at the back. So grabbing the wheel, sending it behind you. We're gonna start in Sukhasana with a wheel, okay? So this doesn't matter, whatever is more comfortable for you. Left on top, right on top, farther, closer. We're gonna find what works best as you really find that arch in your back, okay? So first, I want you to lean a little bit more forward to open up your butt cheeks left and right. And then feel that grounding feeling and sit up. Good. From there, you're gonna really press with your thumbs the wheel towards your bum down. And then, so now you're in this like anterior tilt, right? When you're arching this back in a seated position, and then you're gonna try to really lean, roll your shoulders back, puff out your chest, and try to lean onto the wheel, right? If it doesn't touch or you're not there, then you definitely need to work on your back bends a little bit more, right? You wanna check out my first yoga wheel class. I'm gonna be linking it down below and in the cards section so you can check it out. And then from here, you're just basically resting, and now you're feeling that your scapula is probably now glued to the wheel or resting firmly, right? I like to really expand as I breathe in, expanding through the rib cage, and you feel that your rib cage is opening. Whoo, and then exhaling. Sometimes I like to grab my ribs and feel what's happening in my body, right? You want to really feel everything expand as you inhale. Good, and maybe try to just drop your hands down if that feels good. If not, that's okay. Find what works best. I'm now gonna relax my head onto the wheel as I also try to grab my hands or drop it behind me over the head, right? So allow your arms to just gradually melt down with gravity. Good, relax and breathe. Okay, now from here, you're gonna grab the wheel with hands behind you. Okay, if it doesn't touch, you could actually lift your bum a little bit this way and then maybe roll a little bit the wheel so you could grab it from behind, like that, okay? And now drop your hips. Focus on dropping the hips. If you did this with me, right, you're gonna really drop the hips down, arch the back. Good. Now from here, I don't want your elbows splaying out. I want you to send them towards your midline. So the elbows are gonna point up towards the sky. Beautiful. Okay, now you're gonna start to roll back and forth, just baby rolls. As you roll back, you're just sending your hips back. Your shins are firmly planted down, right? So basically, as you roll back, you're squeezing the butt cheeks together, and then you're focusing on the butt cheeks again touching the wheel. It doesn't really need touching, but that's the goal, right? That's what you're thinking. Again, push up, squeeze glutes together, and then drive it down. Beautiful. So here, straight, like see this feeling? It's like almost like a bridge pose, right? Getting the core really engaged, and then squeezing the butt cheeks. You're holding now for 10, 9, 8, 7, squeeze, 5, 4, 3, nothing is relaxed, 2, and 1. Relax now your bum, and then untangle the cross-legged position with your legs, and then coming onto your feet now on the mat. Beautiful. From here, you're going to splay out now your elbows as wide as you can, right? It doesn't have to look like this. Maybe you're way higher, that is fine. Just try to see where your end range is. So, and then from here, you're gonna hold this 4, 5. Splay out 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Now try to see if you could lift your head up from the wheel. Good. Now, from there, you're going to start to roll, okay? This is one of my favorite ways to really wake up with a wheel, like very gradual, where I feel my spine just melting down with gravity and then starting to roll back and forth. So you have a lot of options to roll, right? You could grab it from here, from down below, and then just rolling back and forth, baby rolls, right? Targeting the whatever is touching the wheel for you. And then if you want to do this, which is over your head now, I want you to really hug your elbows towards your midline, so you're hugging your head, right? And then now you're trying to roll forward and back, and you feel the stretch in your belly. Your ribs are expanding, your chest are expanding, and then I will meet you in a complete roll down onto forearms. I'm just gonna adjust myself, okay? I'll meet you in super rolling back, all right? So as you grab here, really try to hug the backs of your head with the elbows, push up, lift the hips from the mat now. Roll, roll, roll back as you can now find where if your heels are dropped, your toes are up, right? Now your knees might be straight. So get those knees really straight. Roll forward, toes are up, heel is down. Roll back, straighten your knees. Good. Roll forward, roll back. If you really press the wheel down firmly, you should not be wobbling as much. And then as you find the roll, 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 just try to see how far you could drop your forearms down. Okay? I'm gonna drop my forearms now. And then from this resting position on the forearms, so see my glutes or the lumbar is still pressed on the wheel, right? Do you see this like shape? It's almost like an alien back bend wherein your hips are dropped, right? From that, find that stable spot of your feet where you can lift your hips up and then really lift your back now from the wheel. So nothing is touching the wheel except your hands, right? So I want your elbows, place them or move them more towards the midline. Whew. And then I want you to really get more closer your feet towards your hands so you can push more forward. Forward meaning where you're facing now, you're forwardly pushing, right? But if you're facing the other side, then this is the back side. But I'm talking about pushing more towards where you're looking at behind. If you're now in an inverted shape, which you're looking back, all right? You're just holding this position, and then you're gonna stretch your knees, plant your feet firmly. We're holding for 5, 4, breathe, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. When I held that, I was squeezing my butt cheeks together, and to let go, you're just gonna come back to sit up. Okay, later after this whole session, we're gonna do the one-legged forearm with a wheel, but now we're gonna be flowing. Whew. So now that we are warmed up with the wheel, how are you doing? All right. Sit in a cross-legged seated position. Sukhasana. Take a deep breath in, reach your hands up over your head. Exhale, hands down to your heart space. Ooh, thanking your body for that beautiful warm-up. A very gentle warm-up, at least for me. It's my favorite yoga wheel warm-up. Open your eyes if you closed it with me. All right, we're gonna start to really warm up our shoulders some more and necks and everything. So I want your left hand behind your back. It doesn't matter if it touches your thigh or not, right? This is of course gonna depend. And then the other behind. So you could just try to grab the inner thighs without really grabbing. And if you're gonna notice my back now, I'm arching my back. Right? Okay, from that position, you're just gonna go tilt your head, okay, to the left. So right ear, focus on having it reach up towards the sky or your roof. And we're gonna stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to your center. Exhale to tilt to the other side. Left ear up towards the sky. You feel the stretch there. From the ear, side, neck, down to the shoulders. It's so good. Shoulders should be dropped down and relax away from the ears. And holding for a little bit more. Whew. Back to center. Whew. All right. Let go. Now you're gonna extend your hands forward. We're gonna start with the right hand. You're just gonna press it with the other hand. You're gonna try to really just whoop. See how far your end range could go with this flipped thing with the hand, right? And then straighten your elbows and really feel that stretch here. Good. And you can see where your end range is at, right? Gonna warm up the wrist. Some more. Hold, hold, hold. So if you have hypermobile elbows, making sure you're not fully extending, right? You're trying to really get that like little bit of a bend and then extend or push it back. Woo! Good. All right, now with the left hand, you're gonna grab the forearm. So your palm will now face down. Close your right fist and then you're gonna press it with the left hand. This part, so see your elbow, with the eye of your elbow, this portion that is the muscle, right? You want to press that so it's below your elbow if you're facing like this. And then with that press, so find what works best. It could be this way, it could be all the way down, depending on how your elbow is facing. And then with the wrist, you're gonna point it down. Pressing firmly with the left hand, that forearm, or that next to the elbow, as you really rotate or pull. So imagine that like the thumbs pulling towards the elbow down, right? And you feel that. We're just holding that position. You could add a little bit of a pulses there if that feels good, and you should really feel this, right? There's a connection there between your wrist and here. So now we're gonna start to roll the wrist to the right and to the left, while continuing to push down on that muscle of the forearm. So good. It is intense for me, especially if you have like wrist pain, like I do. I have a ganglion cyst right now. It really hurts. So this really helps for me. All right, you want to shake that up, and I'll face the other side so you can see my left hand. Left palm up, straighten your elbow, making sure you're not hyperly extending. If you are, get that little bit of a micro bend, clap your hand, and then you're going to push it down, fingers facing down, just to where your end range. So if, of course, you do not want to push it, right? You can see me because I'm now very much, see how much I could go. I just did not go crazy on the other side because of my wrist, but I could really go farther. I wasn't like this before. This really just, happened through practice. And then see if that hypermobile, want to drop it down a little bit. 3, 2, and 1. A little shake, and then now palm down, close the fist, and really see how much you could go there with the end range, and then back to neutral. Press that same forearm muscle that we said earlier, and then you're going to drop it down. Hold for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, maybe pulses, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna rotate to the right, continuing to press it firmly. And then you feel that like it's hard to rotate when you press it, right? Compared to this, right? There's like a, what do you call this? Resistance. All right, now reverse the rotation inwards or to the right. And you feel that. If you feel that that's good enough for you, then you can be done and shake it up. That's a great wrist warm-up. All right, now we're gonna come into our Malasana, yogi squat, heel down, and then I like to really open my knees out and then see how much you could send it towards your groin or bum as you can lift your hips up. So now you're basically folding there to lift your hips up. And then we're gonna relax in Malasana or yogi squat. Again, if you cannot relax here, right, you can actually have a support onto the heel blankets to get you as low as you can. But again, that is definitely not accessible to a lot of people. But if you are, then come join me. We're gonna stay in Malasana. I'll face you, okay? So that we can stretch. You're gonna open your Malasana facing the left side, open the hands all the way out. Breathe in, exhale, you're gonna fold a little bit, and you're going to wrap that right thigh or leg with both hands. So right hand and then the left. Good. And then you're gonna try to bind if you can clasp the fingertips together, and then now you're gonna drop the hands down to open up the shoulders. Now you're gonna face the sky or the roof. Hold it in here for a little bit. Breathe. And back to your center. Let go of the bind. Doing that on the other side. Open it up. Big breath in. Good. So good. And then bind. Exhale. Stretch your arm. Open the shoulders. Sorry, that was like a fly. So good. Look up if you can. I can't with the sun is a little bit over there. and back to your center. Good. Now I'm gonna face this other side. We're gonna start with a wide-legged boat pose. I like to open up my hips a lot when it comes to morning routine because it also really helps with almost everything, right? So grab the heels with your hands and you're gonna start to straighten with your legs like a wide-legged boat pose or Navasana, right? And then see if you could maybe just do one leg. Hold that position. You'll feel that your right core is more engaged. Engage it. Good. Switch side. Left leg up. Engage that core. Good. From that position, now really engage in strong core. Open both legs now and hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, engage, 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 3, point the toes, and 1. Whoo, Baddha Konasana, feet together. Grab your toes with your hands. Stretch your upper body. Inhale, and then fold. Ooh, yes, so good. All right, how are you doing? Okay, coming now onto our palms flat down on the mat. You're gonna step your feet back, downward facing dog. How are you doing with that whole stretch? Okay, I'm gonna pedal the feet, so we're gonna start to bend one knee at a time. Ooh, beautiful. And then really try to see now if you could maybe ground your heel and find that perfect V shape with your body. So if you're sagging down with your head, I want you to really push yourself up, almost like focusing on that hollowed body to get that like strong core. You're not really hollowing, but you're visualizing that. Good. Now we're gonna roll our spine forward. Ooh, high plank. And I want you to adjust yourself to where you could drop your hips to your upward facing dog, right? So you're from this position, shoulders are stacked on the wrist. You're just gonna drop your hips down to your up dog. Try to continue to lift your knees and thighs. So we're not doing cobra, just as much as you can. And I know this is intense, but see if you could like really get that sweet spot where you don't have a lumbar pressure. You will be able to feel that. And since we warmed up with the wheel, I hope you're fully warmed up. And then, good. Drop the knees. Beautiful. Untuck both toes. Point it back. And now you could grab or have a bend in the elbows here if that feels better for you, like a cobra, right? Depending on where you're at. Now you're gonna point the right toes, bend the knee. Good. And see, adjust yourself where you're comfortable. And then you're going to puff out your chest, draw your shoulder blades back. Shoulders are opening. And then you're going to try to tap your toes with the head. Doesn't have to touch. And then drop to child's pose. Good. Inhale, roll forward. Upward facing dog. Or rather, cobra. And then lift the left knee up. Same thing what we did earlier. Good. Back bend and child's pose. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of that. Switches. Okay, roll forward. Drop. I lift the right foot up and roll back. A little bit faster than the first set. Roll forward. Left foot up. Back bend. Like a half king cobra, right? Push back. Child's pose. Right foot up. Push back, child's pose, roll forward, left foot up. I like my back bends to be inhalation here. And then exhale, pushing back. Inhaling forward. And then exhaling here. Inhaling again. So find what works best, right? I balance my inhalation, exhalation. It's not even, it's not equal parts. I mean, if I'm doing like a transition, it depends on the transition, the sequence, or the pose. All right, woohoo! Hips are warmed up, you feel that. The back's warmed up, shoulders warmed up, your wrists warmed up, a little bit of your neck too is warmed up, correct? Okay, now we're gonna warm up the legs. Okay, coming to our downward facing dog, feet together so that we're gonna be doing three-legged dog in our leg warm up. Okay, right leg will lift up, breathing in, and I don't want you to open too much, just to where you can keep your hips squared with a flexed foot that is lifted. Now you're gonna push yourself up some more away from the mat, flex the foot, good. And then bend the knee, open out the hip joints, try to stack both hip joints left and right. Woo! Yee! Sorry, I hate flies. It just touched my foot. Good. Try to square the hips now and then straighten the right leg, and now you can open it up as you point the toes. Open it up some more, just to where you can really try to keep the hip squared. Now if it's opening, that's fine. Just try and focus on squaring the hips this way, right? So if it's opening, it's okay. Hopefully you could keep it squared. And then from there, you're gonna bend the knee, you're gonna tap the outside of your shoulder, right shoulder. Beautiful. So now you're crunching that oblique. And then lift it up, inhale. Exhale to crunch the sides. Inhale. Exhale. Two more, inhale. Exhale. Good. Drop it to the wrist. You're not really dropping, it's hovered, and then lift it up for 5. Down, up, 4. Down, up, hollow the body, down, 3, down, 2, down, 1, 3-legged dog, inhale. And then exhale, we're gonna take our vinyasa here. Good, inhale, shift your weight forward, shoulders past the wrist. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whoo! Good. Before we do it on the other side, I want you to open your feet as wide as your mat, wider than your hips. Good. Now your right hand will be placed below your head. So you're now on a triangle base. Okay? Your left hand will thread underneath and then looking up towards the sky. With this triangle base, you're easier to balance, right? So inhale and then grabbing the ankle or the thigh or the calves. Wherever you are, you're just basically gonna start to twist your body to warm up with the twist, right? So threading your head to the armpit, looking up as much as you can. If not, that's okay. If you can just look down, that's okay. Of course, looking up, changing your gaze will always make the pose a little bit harder or easier. Okay, staying here, breathing in, breathing out. Good. And back to your downward facing dog. We're going to do that twist on the other side when we do our left three-legged dog. Okay, now you're going to have your feet together. Good. Align yourself, and then we're going to lift the left leg up. Inhale. Square the hips. Feel the stretch with the squared hips. Exhale here. One more breath cycle here. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now we're going to bend the knee, but inhale first. And then exhale, bend the knee, stack the hip joints, flex the foot, really open the hips to the left side. And this time, really try to see if you could square your shoulders. It's a little harder, but that's okay. Stay and breathe. Good. Now, we're gonna change it up a bit. Point the toes here, and I want you to really more focus now looking to the left, right? So your shoulders, earlier it's squared, now you're twisting more to the left side. It's not squared anymore. You're looking to the left. Good. And then from this position, you're gonna square your hips and square your body. Three-legged dog, stretch the left leg. Woo, point the toes, and maybe you can open up some more with the hips squared. Good. If not, that's okay. Okay. Now you're gonna bend the knee, tap the left shoulder for 5. Good. Inhale up, and really send it as far as you can to the sides. 4. Up. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale up. And to exhale to 1. Stay in that position. You're gonna drag or slide the left knee down, still hovered, and up. for 5. Down and up. Hollow the body as you lift up. Down, 4, down, 3, down, 2, down, and 1. Send it all the way up, 3-legged dog, and taking the vinyasa. Roll your spine forward, high plank, and then roll it some more. In shoulders past the wrist, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Ooh, now your hips and legs are a little bit warmed up. We're gonna turn our heels to the right side. Good. From this, you're gonna wave to the right. My bones pop there, and if yours did, ooh, so good, I love that. You're gonna try to do the spinal waves facing this knees to the left, or your knees. Good. And then center, twisting your heels, pivoting it, facing your heels to the left side, toes are to the right, and then you're rolling forward, so hollowing the body, and then dropping the hips, bending the knees as you push back. You should feel this on the side body, your obliques, and your back. Good. Ooh, so good. All right, now you're gonna step back to center, stepping your feet towards your hands. And we're gonna find our flat back here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you're gonna fold all the way down. If you still have a bend in your knees, that is fine. Good. To counteract that pressing of the hands, we're gonna come to our fold, right? So lifting the toes up. Now your base ball of your feet are grounded in the heel. You feel that the arch of your feet are lifting, right? And then your toes are just up. You're engaging all the muscles here in your feet. All right, we're gonna hold this position in a fold. If you can, for 10, 9, really press, 8, 7, 6, you could have your interlaced fingers behind, 5, 4, 3, I love to do this, and 1. It's such a deep stretch. I feel like you feel the whole body activated from your toes up, right? All right, drop it down. Ooh, relax your toes now, wiggle, wiggle. Beautiful job. And then inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold some more. Good. Now shake your head no, or facing left and right. Shake your head yes, up and down. Really allow the blood flow down. Ooh, so good. Good job. Now you're gonna send your hands underneath your foot. So we're starting with the right to show you what I mean, and then sliding it to the left. So heel down, lifted feet or toes up. Good. Adjust yourself where you can feel stable enough so that you can really so I like to do it this way. You're driving your elbows down and out, and then you're going to try to stretch it. Okay, good. You will find your own stretch there. So it doesn't have to look exactly like what I'm doing, but you will feel that. And I know you're feeling it right now. Good. Oh, so good. And release. Good. Inhale, reach your hands all the way up. Good. Exhale, palms down to your heart space. We're gonna face the side of the mat to get into our goddess pose. Good. Inhale. Bend the elbows, bend the knees, align yourself, toes are out, and we're gonna pulse this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way, stretch everything. Interlace your fingers, index is out. You're gonna try to bend to the right side with those wide-legged. Ooh, it's not too much bend because you're very wide. Back to center, inhale. Exhale to the other side. Good. Ooh, so good now. Hope you're doing good. All right, interlace your fingers behind. Inhale as you stretch your elbows, open the shoulders, and you're gonna exhale to fold. You're gonna send your heels out, toes will point towards your midline. Beautiful. Ooh, popping off the bones. Ooh, and then you're gonna try to really stretch to the left and right. So I like to do it this way, right? So my index finger is pointing up towards the sky. You're gonna face the left foot, and then you're dropping the right shoulder down, and you're facing the right foot, dropping the left shoulder down. Keeping your elbows straight. You will feel this whole body really stretching, right? You want your spine really mobile, fluid, and super yummy. All right, good. Release the bind. Facing the right foot, pivoting yourself. So you could grab the wheel wherever you dropped it. Just grab your wheel, and now we're gonna do our balancing asana with the wheel. Okay, so really drop the wheel in between or in the middle of your mat. And then from there, you're pushing it down this way, right? Left and right of the hand. And you're gonna try to find your supported warrior 3 with the wheel, right? This is now a little bit more elevated. And as you push your wheel firmly down, you should make it not, you should keep it steady and not wobble, right? So now feeling your T shape with your body. If you could film yourself, that would be great. If you're in the mirror, that's awesome. So try to see, maybe you can look back if your legs are parallel to the ground, right? And then from here, try to not lose your balance like I did. Okay, and then from here, you're gonna really suck your belly in, okay? There. Now you're going to really grab the wheel, press it down, holding this, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, burning. Did you feel that? Good. You're gonna step it back, roll the wheel towards that foot, and then you're gonna grab it onto the front. Good. And now you're gonna stretch this way. Press it down. Ooh, get your pyramid fold. Good. And back to your supported warrior 3. Lift. Good. Hold, hold, hold. Drop. Good. Pyramid shape. You're gonna grab the wheel now, lifting it all the way up over your head. Okay. From here, you're gonna really see my shoulders from this position. Relax. You're gonna really elevate all the way. And as you elevate, your rib cage is tucked in. So you're not elevating and puffing out your chest. I want you to really get a strong core. See, you're pushing, elevating the shoulders, rib cage is tucking in or drawing together, bringing it down. Good. Hold, hold, hold. Strong core. Whew, and drop. Did you feel that? If you didn't feel that, you did not engage the shoulders enough. Okay, now you're gonna grab the wheel from behind. Whew, bend the front knee as if you're in a high lunge, okay? And then from here, you're gonna lean onto that your weight onto the right leg. Try to lift your left leg up. Good. You're gonna try now to roll your wheel all the way up, finding your balance onto the lumbar. Good. When now it's in the lumbar spine, you will try to bend your knee, okay? Bend the knee and see how high you could lift it up, right? It may or may not touch the wheel. Now I want you to focus on bending the standing leg. From that standing leg bend, you can grab more your heel or touch it to the wheel, right? So see this position? You could maybe set your foot to that wheel if it touches. If it doesn't, then you know your end range needs some work, right? All right. And then, or mobility work. Let go. Whew. You feel that burning? If you did not, I don't know what you did. All right, step your left foot forward to meet the other. And then we're gonna do that on the other side. Maybe I'll face the other side so you can see. Okay, drop the wheel again. Same thing, what we did. Finding our supported warrior 3. Good. Okay, now finding your T shape with your body, I want you to focus on engaging your core, right? So engage the core. Suck your belly in, but you're still breathing, you're not stopping your breath. We're holding this position. Straighten the standing leg as much as you can. Focus in one point in front. 10, 9. Push the wheel down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, shaking. 3, that's good. 2, and 1. Ooh, bend the knee, step it back. Woohoo, you're gonna roll it towards you, get your pyramid stretch, grab the opposite or in front of the wheel and stretch here. You could drop your forehead onto the wheel if it reaches. This is a little bit of a break. All right. Rolling it forward, doing another warrior 3 supported with a wheel. Hold. So hard to like look there to find my balance. Engage your core for 10, 9, 8, point the toe, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it back. Woohoo! All right, now you're gonna bring your wheel over the head. Same concept. You're gonna stretch your arms all the way up. Elevate your shoulders as you send your navel towards your spine. Rib cage tucked in. Good. Breathe. You want to breathe in and out in this really strong position. You feel that. You should be shaking. You should feel the burn. Try to exhale with elevated shoulders. It's hard. Right? Now relax. Good. Send it behind your back. Whew. Okay. Step onto the left leg. Good. Dropping the wheel to your lumbar. I like to do this pyramid shape with the lumbar because if you'll notice, your butt or your bum is like an anterior tilt, right? Because you're stepping back. And then when you have the wheel back, you're really getting that arch in your back. From that position, let go of that right foot, try to hover, and then really have your weight to the left, right? As you do that, you're gonna really get that left knee bent to get that super arch in the back and try to really grab. This is really a great way to work on your active dancer's pose or king dancer. This is how I did it. It's a little bit of a secret. If you found this video, I'm so glad you did. Right, so see this dancer's pose, right? And relax. Whew. You can do that repeatedly as much as you can control. All right, let's do that again. So a different approach, bending the front knee, stepping it there, and then continuing to bend that knee as you lift the knee or the toe up. Good. Finding your balance. I like to really grab my foot and touch it to the wheel. And I'm working on my quads. Whew, engage, engage, engage. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, so intense, right? Okay, we're gonna go face the sides of the mat and we're going to fold this way as wide as you can. Whew. Okay, I like to just drop the wheel to my ribs, so below your boobies or boobs or your, what do you call that? There's a lot of terms, you know, chest. Ooh. In this way, as you drop the ribs, you're like really forming that arch in your back as you fold, which I find is really one of the best ways to really get a fold, right? It's not really arching or not back bending, but you're following the natural curve of the back. You could drop the forearms and hold. You feel this in the inner thighs. You're stretching now, almost going down onto your middle splits. And that's what we're gonna be doing, and we're gonna end there. Woohoo! Yeah. Okay, let go of that wheel. And then you're just going to get onto your frog pose. Bending the knee. This is one of my least favorite poses. And then you're just gonna find that like feeling of where you're comfortable in frog. And then pushing forward and back, right? I like my heels a little bit more towards my bum as I sit back. Yeah, and then getting it parallel to the edges of the mat, the shins. Woohoo! And then holding this position to, yeah, what a great full body work here. And stretch. Good. And then feel that shifting forward and back. Ooh. Yeah, now to release, just coming onto the balls of your feet, sitting on your heels. And we're gonna try to balance this way. Okay, I like to really have my heels to touch. Whew, knees are down and really opening the hips this way too. You feel the inner thighs stretching. Take a deep breath in, reach up. Good, balance yourself, find a balance. Exhale, palms down to your heart space. Find a little bit of stillness and feel your body. How are you feeling now? Good morning. Open your eyes, and we're going to stretch now in our forearms with a wheel. Okay, same thing what we did. You're sitting this way, pushing it towards your bum and your lower back. Good, right? So now you're gonna get that arch in the back. Beautiful job. And then from here, you're gonna send your arms all the way behind. Deep breath. Good. Interlacing your fingers behind to really stretch some more. And then grabbing the wheel from behind. Elbows pointing up towards the sky. And you're going to lift now your bum from the mat as you roll your spine. So see this feeling. Look at me first if you're not watching. You will see as you roll, you want to focus on the bum sticking to the wheel. There. This is a great way to really get your back bend. Ooh. So it's kind of like you're hugging now your wheel with the hip or the upper butt cheek and also your lumbar. All right, all the way you're gonna drop the crown of your head down. Good, and then you're gonna drop the forearms, lift yourself up from the wheel. Same thing what we did earlier. You're gonna stretch your forearms and then really send your elbows towards more of your midline, okay? So you could lift your head up from the mat. Adjust yourself, good. And then we're gonna really press yourself on the wheel, right? Your hands, you're gonna bend your knees and then have your feet together. So it's easy to lift the right leg up, okay? So lift it up onto the knee first and then send it all the way up. Try to straighten your knee, hold, engage your muscles, and drop. Doing that on the other side. You could rest for a little bit here on the wheel for a little bit of relaxing moment, breathe. And then again, push it all the way up and other side. Left leg up, and all the way, stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now lean onto the wheel. And we are counteracting in a rabbit pose. How are you doing? Okay, child's pose to rest, and then counteracting with the rabbit pose. So grab your heels with your hands. I like to cup it this way, and then I'm gonna allow my elbows to drop down. From there, lift your head up. You're gonna ground the crown of your head as close to your knees as much as possible. And then lifting your hips up from your heel for your rabbit pose. Okay, you could either stay here, or if you're like me and you feel better with your maybe bone structure, I like my feet a little bit splaying out. This is just a rabbit pose variation that I love. You can do whatever you want. Try to feel it if you can. And then hold for 10. Breathe. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Sit up, and I'm just gonna face you. All right, let's take a deep breath in together. Reach up and exhale. Bring it down to your forehead and down to your heart. Namaste, yogis. Thank you so much for being here and for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you feel great. And if you did, you know what to do. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye! and one. Last set here, okay? We're gonna do left and right again. Drop to warrior one, warrior two. Goddess, warrior two on the other side. Good, warrior one. And then lean, woo, big step, warrior three. See if you could do all the way now, right? You will burn your legs.